Anthony trashed Opie's first podcast on Twitter last night. Now, he started trashing it way before it even came out. And this goes on quite long. And there were some little tweets before this, but they were so sporadic. I think I'll just pick up from here. So, this guy, Jared Real, puts, I'm interested on how he's going to deal with not going to be able to go to the phones, which, other than being a douche, was his only contribution to the show most of the time. Anthony puts, actually, I'm interested in how the show goes when the people he's depending on don't show because he's not paying them. Oh, shit. God damn. That was a good shot right there. Although, like, people have made the thing that they were as co-hosts, and, like, you have co-hosts, and, Anthony, you pay your co-host Artie 100 to almost closer to $1 million than closer to $100,000 a year, though. But that was a great fucking shot. All right, then he keeps going. He puts, this guy puts, Carl started the new show, by baking a welcome back cake. Opie stomped on it, put a hole in the boat. Sabian said they need to retool. Check back in July. He puts, you had me the first half of your sentence. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this goes on. I had to pick up in the middle of this because it was too long. So, well, according to him, Westwood wanted to make a huge splash with A-list celebrities. No, he refused and wanted to do it in the woods of Jersey. Anthony puts, fuck, why didn't I think of that? It's brilliant. I know, that was, if we go back to my little review, that was one of my fucking complaints. Then this guy puts, no, but Opie setting up Carl for 15 minutes of the history of Corona beer, why the lime, was radio gold. I know that part was so lame. Anthony puts, fuck, come on, Cookie, stop with the spoilers. Oh my God. This guy puts, I just listened. There's nothing there without Carl. It's boring nothingness. I don't see how this lasts if you don't have new interesting things to talk about. Hopefully you can score some good guests for when Carl isn't available. He puts, he really needs to do a solo show. Prove that you have an opinion. Just voice your take in anything. Him and a mic. Podcast was a letdown. Should have been about the past year or so. Not about Carl's cabin. I'll give it one more shot next week. Oh, this guy's like me. Anthony put, I'll listen in a few. I'd assume after 8 months off the air, you wouldn't want to talk about someone else. First show would be about you, but I'll listen. Oh, we know you will, Anthony. Oh, Jesus. This guy puts, Opie, I don't like stouts. 15 seconds later, I don't know if I like stouts. He puts, thanks, asshole. Now when I hear I don't like stouts, I know what's coming next. So, he burps into the mic, and Anthony puts, you guys are ruining it for me. Did you guys know Carl had a cabin? Check this. The cabin has a ceiling. There are also floors. To hear more, tune into the podcast of the century. Opie rules. That was like the whole... Dude, that's such a great comment by this dude Mike on Twitter. Opie was like, you gotta make noise like this. This cat... It's like, dude, show a fucking video if that's gonna be your thing. So Anthony puts, where else would he keep the cheaper letters? I love that episode of Seinfeld. Spoiler alert, Carl has a basketball hoop, but if the ball rolls into the woods, you'll get ticks. Wait, dear ticks? I'll hang up and listen to the answer. Oh my God. Then he goes at Carl. Best short rib is made by Bill Dunny at Hometown Barbecue. Anthony puts, thank you, Carl. It's almost orgasmic when a ridiculously tender short rib hits your tongue. Been looking for a good one in NYC. Well, check it out. So, I think he still wants to know, let Carl, the man, even though he's not trying to trash him, just Opie. So he's trying to like not trash Carl full on. Enough about the politics. Then this guy again puts, why does Opie keep complaining about using a portable unit when it was his idea to broadcast in the fucking woods? Anthony puts, it's the first one. It's not going to be what it'll be after a few shows. If I was to critique the first show, he best make it about him. I like Carl, but it's not the Carl show. Opie really needs to open himself up to the audience. At the least, his point of view in issues. I'll agree and disagree. Like, I go on his point of views, but we don't want him fucking to be a wannabe political guy like you, Anthony. I mean, but... And this guy, it was 85% Carl, 10% noises, 5% nonsense story involving a Japanese Beatles records, a 70s exercise bike, and Gilmore Girls. Excellence. Anthony, but how do you wing your first show with a new company after 8 months off the air? There's a difference between spontaneous and absolutely unprepared. Honestly, don't think Opie knows enough about what's going on in the world to prep for a show. Everything around you isn't interesting. Alright, yeah, this... And then Anthony puts, Opie needs to have some type of preparation. You can't just think you can ad-lib the whole show. He drifts into subjects no one could possibly give a shit about. Carl tries really hard to save this nothing conversations. Honestly, listen to Opie's input. It's fucking tragic. I can't disagree with you there. And then Anthony puts, okay, I don't agree. He needs to have some topics so the whole show isn't a free-form, never-ending single-subject conversation. I agree with that. This guy puts, Carl was the star of the show. He was way more interesting than a guy who has been doing radio since he was 18. Sniff. Anthony puts, yep, Opie needs to make the show about himself. He's past the point of depending on other people carrying him. That's true. That's very true. Then he puts, Carl is dancing as fast as he can. Opie needs to step up. Carl can sense a dead spot. He jumps right in. Opie needs to be the lead on his own fucking show. Wait, he went to piss and the show ended? It's a two-parter? It's the first two shows in the same place continuing the same conversation? Jesus fuck. Have I taught this guy anything? Step it up, Opie. We're all pulling for you, but you have to put in some effort. I don't think you're pulling for him, Anthony. But there was Anthony. Now, there was a lot more before that, but it was before the podcast had started. So Anthony has this thing. When Opie says, and my podcast is free, Anthony has tweeted that he considers that a shot. So he was like, just justifying why he charges money. I get it, but there was Anthony trashing Opie's first podcast. And I agree with him.